Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Dinish bin Nur Hisham. I'm from Kajang, Selangor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hamid bin Marumli. I'm from Kelang, Selangor.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Amir Imran and I'm from Shalab, Selangor.
So hi guys, this is the first questions in the part A. So let's us read the questions. Khalid needs 30,000 to cover the expenses for his upcoming wedding. Bank Amanah proposes an interest rate of 3.9% compounded every 4 months for the initial 3 years, followed by an interest rate of 4.1% compounded monthly for the subsequent 2 years. So this is the first questions, Roman 1 questions in the question ones. So the question is about determine the total interest that Khalid would need to pay if he opted for a loan from Bank Amanah. So the first step is we need to plug out all the important informations that we get in the questions to ensure that we didn't miss any important informations that that can make us hard to solve the problems. So the first is P 30,000, K the first K is 0.039 and the second K is 0.041, and M the first M is 3 and the second M is 12. T the first T is 3 and the second T is 2, and I the first I is 0.039 over 3 and the second I is 0.041 over 12, and the last is N the first N is 9 and the second N is 24. So the first formula that we will to use to solve the first step of the problem is S1 equal to P1 in bracket 1 plus I and the power of n. So we need to plug in the number according to the formula. So when we plug in, we get the result S1 equal to 30 thousands in bracket 1 plus 0.039 over 3 and the power of n. So the answer of S1 is 33,698 and 17 cents. So the second step is we need to bring our first answer S1 to the second steps to know the real answer. So the second formula that we will use is S2 equals to in bracket P2 plus S1 close bracket and open bracket 1 plus I and close bracket power of n. So when we plug in the number according to formula, the results we get is S2 equals to in bracket 0 plus 33,698 and 17 cents close bracket, and one more bracket is 1 plus 0.041 over 12 and close to bracket and the power of 24. So the answer of the S2 that we get is 36,572 ringgit and 76 cents. So we already get the second value, that is S2. So the last formula that we will use is I equal to S minus P. These steps will bring us to the final answer of the interest that he need to pay from the Bank Amanah. So S is equals to 36,000. So the second Roman of the question 1 is if Khalid refuses to take the loan from Bank Amanah because he is only willing to pay a maximum of 5,000 in interest for a 5-year loan compounded monthly, what would be the highest acceptable interest rate he should select from the available loan options? So because the question wants us to find a highest acceptable interest rate, then we have a new compound interest. So the S is 30,000 plus 5,000 and the S is equal to 35,000, and the P is still same 30,000 and T is 5, M is 12, and we need to find the K, the interest rate. So the first step is, as usual, we must plug in the information that we get to the formula. So the formula that we will use right now is S equals to P in bracket 1 plus I and the power of n. So when we plug in, the result is 35,000 equal to 30,000 in bracket 1 plus K over 12 and the power of 60. So the second step is we need to bring the 30,000 to the sides of 35,000 to make sure that the K is remaining at the right side, because we need to find the answer, the value of the K. So when we move the 30,000, the result we get 35,000 over 30,000 equals to 1 plus K over 12 in bracket and the power of 60. So the second is we want to move the power of 60. If the 60 is the power on the right side, and when we move it to this left side, it will be the power of roots. So this is the result. The power of root 60 and 35,000 over 30,000 equals to 1 plus K over 12. So the next step is we want to move the 1, the number of 1. So the number of 1 is positive on the right side, and when we move it to the left side, it will be negative. So the result is the power of roots 60, 35,000 over 30,000 minus 1 is equals to K over 12. Then the results we get is 0.0257248 times 12 is equal to K. So K is equals to 0.030869773 times with 100% and the k is equals to 3.09%. So this is question number 2. Hang Lucky Bank offers two interest rates for fixed deposits as follows. Offer A 9.33% compounded every 2 months. Offer B 8.75% compounded monthly. Okay, this is question Roman 1 for the questions 2. If Awab intends to invest 10,000 for 3 years, calculate the compound amount and interest that will be earned for both offers. So, the question is providing us 7 marks, so we need to handle carefully. So, as usual, we need to plug out all the informations that we get, like P is equal to 10,000, first K is 0.0933, and the second K is 0.00875, and the first M is 6, and the second M is 12, and the lastly is T, and T is equal to 3. Okay, the formula that we will use is S equal to P in bracket 1 plus I and close bracket and the power of N. So the first step, we need to plug in all the number that we get according to the formula. So S equals to P in bracket 1 plus I and the power of N. So the result is S equal to 10,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.0933 over 6 and close the bracket and the power of 18. And the S is equals to 13,201 ringgit 51 cents. So the second step is we still use the same formula but we change the I and the N. So the result is S equals to 10,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.0875 over 12 and the close bracket and the power of 36, and the result we get, the second S is 12,989 ringgit and 39 cents. So this is the final steps that will determine which is the right answer. So let me see the most interest earned for the first and the second offers. So the first offers is providing us 3,201 ringgit 51 cents interest, and the second is 2,989 ringgit and this is question Roman 2 in the question 2. As a financial consultant for Awab, which offer would you recommend for him? Justify your answer. So for me, as a financial consultant for Awab, the offer I will recommend for him is offer A because it gives you a higher interest than offer B.
So next, part B, question 1. The question is, an executive semi-detached house priced at 850,000 in cash is purchased with a 10% down payment. The remaining amount is scheduled to be settled through equal monthly installments of 4,285.64 ringgit Malaysia with an interest rate of 4% compounded monthly. So the question is calculate the number of equal payments required. So first we need to take out all of the information we get from the questions. Firstly is down payments. Down payments is 850,000. We must multiply by 10% and we get 85,000. So we must minus it. 850,000 we minus with 85,000, so we get the original amount, which is 765,000, and then regular payment, also known as R equal to 4,285.64, and then K is a the percentage 4%, so we divide by 100, we get 0.04, and then M is 12 because it's a compounded monthly, and then I is K over M 0, K is 0.04, M is 12, so we don't know what is T because the question wants we to find the T. So if we don't know T, we also don't know what is N. So we use the formula A equals to R multiplied by 1 minus multiplied by 8 multiplied by 1 plus I the power and the power of negative N divided by I. So we just key in the information that we get from the question to the formula. So we just calculate it until it becomes 765,000 divided by 4,285.64 times 0.04 over 12 equals to 1 minus multiplied by 1 plus 0.04 over 12 and the power of negative N. So we must to calculate the amount of N. So we just settle the amount first and we get 0.5950103313 minus 1 equals to negative 1.003333 and 3 and the power of negative N. So we get negative 0.4049898686 equals to negative 1.00333333 and the power of N. So we use the formula of log because we want the power of N from the upside. We want to take the amount to the down. So log 0.4049898686 equals to log multiplied by 1.003333 and the power of N. So and then we just take the N to the down and we get log 0.4049898686 equals to negative N log multiplied by 1.00333333. So we want to find the N, so we take the amount from the right side, we we change to the left side, which is amount on the left right side is multiply, so we change the place, so it becomes divided. So log 0.404989686 divided by log 1.003333 equals to negative n. So we get the answer, which is negative 271.62 equals to negative n. So the answer must be positive, so we just change it to the positive, so we get the final answer, which is n equals to 271. The next question is, if the buyer fails to pay the first 4 monthly installments, how much should the buyer pay on the 5th payment to settle all the outstanding areas? So the question talk about the buyer fails to pay the installment in the previous month, so it's a debt. So we just use the formula of S. S is a late payment. S is for late payment. So first we take off all of the information, which is R is equals to 4,285.64 regular payment. So K is 0.04, N is 12 compounded monthly, I is K over M 0.04 over 12, and lastly N equals to 5. Why 5? Because the question says the buyer on the 5th payment to settle on the outstanding areas, so N is 5 because it says it's on the 5th payment. So we just key in the formula. We use the formula Sn equals to R multiplied by 1 plus I, the power of N, divided by 1, divided by I, sorry. So we just key in the information we get in the formula. S equals to 4,285.64 multiplied by 1 plus 0.04 over 12 and the power of 5 minus 1 and divide by 0.04 over 12. So we get the final answer, which is S equals to 21,571.53 ringgit Malaysia. That's all from me.
Part B question 2. The price for a brand new iPhone is 3,800. Insyirah purchased the phone by paying RM500 as a down payment. The balance was to be paid by making monthly payment for 2 years. If the interest charge is 4% compounded monthly, so for the first Roman, find the monthly payment. So A equals to 3,800 minus by 5 because 500 minus by 500 because the 500 is the down payment. So A equal to 3,300. We need to find the R, the monthly payment. K is 0.04, M is 12, T is 2, I is K over M equals to 0.04 equal over 12, N is 24. 12 multiplied by 2. Okay, so we're using formula A equals to R in bracket 1 minus So, for Roman 2, the question is, after paying for 6 months, she wants to fix a full settlement. Find the total payment that she should pay to settle all the balance. Okay, so we have this particular formula for advance settlement. So, you don't change the 6 months. So, the formula is N paid equals to NT paid. So, N unpaid equals to N total minus N paid, and unpaid equals to N total minus NT paid. So the N unpaid is 24 minus 6. So the new N or N unpaid is 18. So use the same formula as the first Roman. A N equals to R in bracket 1 minus in bracket